On today's show, did the Dallas Mavericks do enough to compete in the NBA? Are they a real title contender? Let's talk about that and more in today's. Stop it! Let's go! Stop! The number one pick will go to the Dallas Mavericks. Cooper Flagg will fly in Dallas.
Dogs, all of us, all five.
You are Locked On Mavs.
Great,
Your daily Dallas Mavericks podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
I'm going to give a city like that.
And welcome. You are locked on to the Dallas Mavericks, your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years. Thanks for being an everydayer, making Locked On Mavs your first listen. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use that code Locked On NBA for $20 off your first purchase. And joining me, as always, my co-host, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years, right alongside me, the free agency acrobat, the One More Thing King. What you got for me, Isaac Harris?
Well, on this 4th of July, I was thinking about a few years ago, we opened up the 4th of July episode with sparklers and singing the Slovenian national anthem. So I just want to set you up right now. Go for it. Sing the Slovenian national anthem.
I
was like, wait, I don't remember.
I forgot. I remember some of it. And from the Great Slightly Biased YouTube channel, not singing in Slovenian. What you got for me, Slightly Biased?
Nico got rid of all of our Euros, so we're full blood American now with just some Australians mixed in.
Only USD over here, no Euros.
That's right. Exum's not even technically signed yet, so I think we're all
okay, fair.
A couple Canadians.
What's the
50,
currency in Australia?
It's the 51st state now.
I mean, at this point, Dwight's been on the Mavs longer than he's.
Australia, I think. Oh, they have their own dollar, Australian dollar. Okay. Today's episode, we're going to talk about NBA free agency. We're going to talk about the best moves of free agency, which teams got better, which teams we hated what they did in free agency. But I want to start here, guys. Did the Mavs do enough to become a title contender? We talked about this a couple days ago, where we said we keep hearing people on national shows say, "Can we pump the brakes on the Dallas Mavericks? Can we pump the brakes?" Like a couple people said this, and I was like, "Who's calling for the Mavs to be a title contender?" Because I don't think that there's a lot of people that really think that. I don't think the Mavs did enough to be a title contender, even at full strength. I think a lot would have to go right for the Mavericks to be like a real title contender. But I expect the Mavs to be in that top 6 in the West.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like this offseason is an A+ no matter what after Cooper Flagg. Yeah. And there was just like, I don't know what avenues were there for them realistically to turn into like a solidified championship contender, because nobody wants to hear it. But here's the reality is you've got some big dog. It's not like this is like a wide open NBA. Like there's not a lot of elite teams. You've got one big dog up there in Oklahoma City, and then you've got a couple teams after free agency that we'll talk about here in a bit that are like right there with them. So I think they're a really good team. I think they're one of the deepest teams in the league. I think 1 through 15. I don't know. I think you can make an argument they might be the deepest roster in the league. But yeah, I don't know if they're, would I put them in that tier with the Thunder? No, not personally. I don't know what they could have done though. Is kind of my point.
Well, you think about the players that actually moved. Like, okay, Kevin Durant moved, right? Like that, the best player, obviously, but a big trade. I don't think the Mavs could have matched that.
Right.
And then, like, is the best player that moved to free agency like Dorian Finney-Smith, Dennis Schroeder? Like, there's not a lot of like really good players that move teams in free agency this year, really.
Yeah.
I mean, wherever Ben Simmons signs, if he doesn't go back.
Do the Lakers need another number 1 pick, Isaac? Is that
stacked? How many number 1? I mean, Dallas is already trying to break the record with that.
Has Anthony Bennett retired yet?
Bring him back. They got a 2-way spot. Does he have eligibility?
Lakers are interested in Andrew Wiggins. So
I've heard that actually.
Here's the thing with Dallas. When you look at it on paper, and if you look at just the talent and you ignore any of the like doctor reports, I think they have the talent and the depth to compete. Like I do. It's just there's so big question marks with the health stuff but if you told me projecting of like how good I think Cooper Flagg is, that you look at the depth of this team of like, man, they got the size, like they got, they have all of these wings that you're talking about. And then it's like, all right, Now you have Kyrie whenever he's healthy, and then you have this like bullpen approach of these guards and stuff afterwards. I really like the roster across the board, but you do have the Kyrie injury recovery this year. You do have Anthony Davis, who, I mean, peak Anthony Davis, we're all like, hey, he's a top 10 player in the league, but it's like, you don't know the injury stuff. But I'm with Slightly that it's an A+ offseason, because you go into the offseason, you're like, what's your goals for the offseason? Number one, Kyrie Irving. Like, you got to bring Kyrie Irving back. You get him. Obviously win the lottery. You get a generational talent in Cooper Flagg. And then, like, as you keep on going down through the list, it's like, all right, you got to find some type of stopgap option for when Kyrie's out. And you went out and you kept your bigger pieces. You kept a PJ. You kept a Daniel Gafford. And you got a big discount on D'Angelo Russell. You brought Exum back. So now you have this like platoon of point guards as a stopgap. So I just think across the board with it, they've done a really good job, and it's been a really good offseason outside of lucking into Cooper Flagg, no matter how much Nico wants to take credit for that.
So you're seeing the vision now at this point.
Can we say how ridiculous that is?
We've said it a couple times. We can keep saying it because I think it can't be said enough.
I know y'all talked about it, and I haven't talked about it on the pod much at all. The more I get removed from those comments of the fortune favors the bold and fans finally starting to see the vision, the more ludicrous it is. Like, it's just unbelievable. And I'm just going to stop. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, it is pretty hilarious, the comments. I will say there's, it is kind of uncomfortable to like frame what I want to say, which is not the vision stuff, but it's just like, yeah, I'm just going down the list of recent Mavs moves in the last 2 or 3 years, and there's one that really sticks out. But outside of that, I go down and I'm like, that was good. That was really good. That one was really good.
That's one of the things that made the Luka trade so shocking for me.
Yeah.
Is that we had been so complimentary of what Nico had done to this team, and he's done mostly good moves. I mean, there's been some risks for sure. The Porzingis trade was a risk. Losing Jalen Brunson, you can talk about whose fault that was at a certain point. But, I mean, there's been a couple here and there going for Kuzma and then missing out, but then getting PJ and Gafford instead. Like, all right, that one worked out really well, but was it your first thing that you were going to do? I mean, most of the moves have been good, though. You don't go 100% as a GM, and then there's the one that stands out. And now that move shapes the vision. That's what he was talking about. And now it's like the fans are starting to see the vision. Sitting next to Cooper Flagg, 1.8% chance to get him.
Like, are you the first person to have a vision of like, hey, you like two-way guys? You like guys who play both ends of the floor? Congrats. I'm glad you invented that. Like, so many people love guys that play two ends of the floor. It doesn't mean that you go about that. And I've said a million times, if you decide on a Luka Doncic that you don't want him to be your cornerstone, that's one thing. It's how you did it and the return. That is indefensible. You always and to sit there and pull the whole fortune favors the bold and act like because you were so bold, because you had some vision that no one else had, that now people's coming around to it because you got Cooper Flagg. You did nothing for Cooper Flagg. Nothing. To take any bit of credit for that is unbelievable.
I mean, do we know he did nothing? Do we know that nothing happened? Well, I just finished watching Ironheart. There was a handshake deal in that one, and I think Nico may have done a similar one.
Well, according to our colleague, you said that is he the first guy to do it? According to our colleague Kevin Gray, teams are building their rosters for the Mavericks and not Oklahoma City Thunder.
Coming up, can we talk about how teams
did
are
he say
adding,
that?
Yeah, can we talk about how teams are adding centers? We're gonna make fun of Kevin a little bit, and then we're gonna talk about NBA.
It was sourced.
Who made the best moves? We'll talk about that.
Kevin's team.
Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA, and you can save 60% off with killer last-minute deals on Game Time. I use Game Time all the time. I use it to go to Dallas Wings games. I use it to go to concerts, to comedy shows, all kinds of great stuff. You can get it right now. What's going on in DFW? Tigers at Rangers. Chris Brown, maybe not. There's music festivals on here. There's NFL preseason games. Ravens at Cowboys. I don't know. Are Cowboys fans back up? Mercury at Wings. You can go see FC Dallas games the weekend. I think he's gonna be the weekdays coming up here soon. Kesha's coming to DFW. All kinds of great stuff on there. And you can get $20 off your first purchase if you use the code Lockdown NBA, LOCKEDON NBA for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
Thanks for hanging out with us on Lockdown Mavs, being part of the show, part of the Raccoon Squad, listening every day. Appreciate each and every one of you for checking out the show. We have the text line 214-643-8637. You can ask us questions, and we'll text you an alert on every single Mavs rumor or alert that happens. We'll text it right to your phone. On that, there's links in the description to find it as well. We were talking about. So Kevin Gray had a report from a source that I made a joke that teams like the Rockets, who signed Steven Adams and Clint Capella, that these teams are getting multiple centers. The Nuggets go out and get Jonas Valanciunas, and then I tweeted like how much size there is in the West and went through like all the different West teams and how so many of them have multiple 7-footers right now. And then Kevin reported that there are teams that are loading up to face the Dallas Mavericks and getting more size.
Anything to say, Isaac?
I just need to hear the context. I need to hear the context in which Kevin's talking. I mean, I see what Kevin's saying. Is so nice of a guy.
No, we love Kevin. That's why we're making fun of him.
Yeah, we would only. Okay, Kevin just texted back.
I wasn't making fun of him.
Teams are not loading up to play the Dallas Mavericks. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason I'm laughing about it, because like Dallas has got to you got to do more with this vision for you to say that the two bigs, or hey, because we had so much size in Anthony Davis and Lively and Gafford, and the size overwhelmed so much in the playoffs that you got to a Western Conference Finals or finals because of that. Then that's when you hear you're building up, like you're getting the size to match that because you just seen a playoff run like that. Dallas has got to get to. Yeah, they got to have some playoff experience with AD and all that before.
You have a title winner in Anthony Davis and Klay Thompson and Kyrie. Sure. Frank Vogel's now a championship coach sitting on the bench.
I get it. Yeah.
Here's the report, by the way. League source I talked to this evening expressed similar sentiments. He quote tweeted my joke tweet. Rockets signed Capella and Adams because they're scared of the Mavs. That was my joke tweet. And he quote tweeted it, said, a league source I talked to this evening expressed similar sentiments, believing the West teams are adding size in reaction to the Mavericks' size and front court depth and are gearing up for matchups against the Mavs and not OKC. That's what he specifically said.
I mean, I trust Kevin.
Yeah, I mean...
I guess I'm more laughing at the source then.
I'm laughing at the source. Yeah,
I'm laughing at who said it then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. That does seem a little preposterous to me, but I mean, it's funny how quick did how short lived was the centers actually don't really matter, guys, era of the league. Like 3 or 4 years, really?
Well, it was the Warriors' death lineup with Draymond at 5, and then everybody tried to find a Draymond. It felt like in the draft, there was always 2 or 3 guys like, this is a Draymond type, or you can play him. This Jordan Bell guy, like you can play these guys at the 5. None of those guys ever worked out because it's impossible because he's a one-of-one, like generational weird player.
Apparently, Murray Boyles is Draymond though.
I was gonna say he's now he's the next one.
Hey, I like him.
The Raptors like him too. Apparently, Masai Ujiri did, but the ownership did not. So. See what happens with that. But yeah, I mean, and now size is back. I mean,
we've seen this work out for teams, but what really is back is the flexibility of your lineup. So
right.
having the ability to play really big, but then also scale down is something like the Rockets, for example. I love them getting KD. If we can just segue into what other teams are doing, I love it because really the joke was that towards the tail end of the season, the Rockets' best offense and at times only offense was missing shots.
Yeah.
So you could just have Steven Adams and Şengün down there getting rebounds. And now you go out and you get a bucket getter, someone who's also big, and you can do different lineups and lineup variations with a guy like KD. He's still at this stage in his career, when he locks in defensively, he's still pretty good. That's what the key is, and that's how you beat a team like OKC. So it's not... when the Timberwolves built their team to beat the Nuggets, it was we're just going to be huge. And that's going to be what our pathway to success is in these matchups. And I think that's one thing the Mavs have going for them, is I think they've built a team that could be very versatile with what they do in their lineups.
That's the key to everything. You got to be able to have the ability to go small ball, to go, the double bigs. You just can't commit to one style and say this one style is how we're going to win every game or how we're going to win a title. Unless that one style, but even that, like, I don't even want to caveat with that because OKC won in different ways. Like throwing double bigs out there, throwing one big out there, throwing, multiple defenders out there, throwing multiple offensive guys out there. Like you got to be able to win different ways. The good teams do that. And that's where I do love this roster, that they have so many wings across the board right now that they can throw so much different versatility defensively on the wing. They have the three bigs. It's just that ball handling spot that, let's see how the platoon works out and stuff. But once Kyrie comes back, I feel good about it. Slightly, can I ask you where are you at with like Houston and Denver? We talked about this the other day, Nick and myself, and in regards to like how would you tier the top of the West with Dallas's moves, and then obviously OKC's one, but like where is the Houston, Denver, Dallas, and whoever else?
I think Denver's knocking pretty close to OKC at the moment.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I mean, I think they went to a game 7 with them. I think the Thunder will be better next year. Like, I think.
Yeah, me too.
Because they're the second youngest team to ever win the finals. J-Dub, Chet, Shea. I mean, these guys still have runway to get better as players. And did you guys know Sam Presti said Topic was his favorite draft pick?
His favorite?
Yeah.
I did like Topic in the draft, but
yeah. So we'll see. But I think Denver had. It does make you wonder, like, what was Booth doing for years?
It took them like a day. It took them half a day.
Their moves weren't even that crazy. Like they just made really smart.
Like, get a backup center,
moves.
Get another shooter, bring Bruce Brown back because he wanted to.
Can I play the devil's advocate just for a second with Denver? Is it mainly because of Valanciunas and Tim Hardaway? Because in a way, I feel like you can kind of squint and be like Michael Porter, Cam Johnson, Bruce Brown, Russell Westbrook. So you're looking at like the Valanciunas, Tim Hardaway. Is it those two additions as like, hey, that vaults them to the? Because I've been kind of in the camp that I think the OKC, the Denver past 24, 48 hours is a little overhyped because they did lose some guys and you're moving some guys around in there. I do like all the guys they brought in. It's just I can't have them on OKC's level. And honestly, I think Houston, like I just love everything Houston's done. I have Houston above them. I'm
giving the Nuggets the best player in the world tax a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
And the thing I was saying with the Nuggets was they were so close, but it was so like hurt. It hurt, I think, so bad for Nuggets fans because if you could see how close they were, but it just felt like they were so far because it's just like we know we need another center. Like we have to get another big. That's just a serviceable one. We have to get someone else who can hit threes like reliably off the bench. You gotta try and upgrade off Russ because I think Russ was good with them, but I think that just the low Russ moments can be just killer for you if you're trying to win a championship. In reality,
you never know what you're gonna get. Turnover, missed three.
No, Russ was good, and like his what he did for Denver at his highest last year is better than what they'll get from Bruce Brown. But Bruce Brown, I think, will just be more consistent. Even though I think might be a little washed. I don't know. He's been so bad the last 2 years.
Have I asked you who's played more games in the last 3 years? Michael Porter Jr. or Cam Johnson?
I know it's MPJ. Yeah, Cam Johnson hasn't been that healthy.
Now do Russ and Bruce Brown.
Well, that is like we just don't like. I think people are just expecting Bruce Brown to bounce back to Denver. Bruce Brown, and I don't know about that one. That's the one I'm most questioning about. But I do think that the upgrade from Zeke Naji to Valanciunas is such a big.
Yes,
like they talked about Valanciunas in Sacramento. So I was listening to Matt George Locked on Kings today, and he was like, the Kings just lost the best backup big in the NBA. I don't know if I agree with him, but the way how highly he was talking about him was just like, man, like they really liked him there, and he was really good for him at times. And the Nuggets needed that so badly. Like, remember all the on-off numbers for Jokic, especially in the playoffs, where they just couldn't sit him for 2 minutes. They also didn't get anything out of Michael Porter Jr. really in that series much, right? Like he was hurt in the shoulder thing. He could barely catch the ball. And if Cam Johnson can be anything, then that's an obvious upgrade. But
Well, I think Cam Johnson is honestly, I think it is an upgrade. I think Cam Johnson
just straight up.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Cam Johnson.
Not like huge or anything like that. Like if MPJ is like the 70th best player in the league, Cam Johnson's like 64th. You guys like that Bill Simmons approach?
I was scared. I almost made a Bill Simmons joke. I'm like,
just really dial it in.
He's a better shooter, I think, which is we talk about Michael Porter Jr. shooting all the time, but you hear the the JJ Redick show with Cam Johnson where they talked about his shooting and the different kinds of shots he can take and things like that. And Porter Jr. was like a catch and shoot. He's really good at that, but that's where he was kind of limited. And so I think that their offense is going to be more mobile now.
I'll tell you one thing. I am so excited for League Pass. Cam Thomas, MPJ.
Okay, we just talked about this on the squad show for Locked On
Brooklyn,
NBA.
baby.
You know, Brooklyn's starting lineup is probably going to be Yegor Demon, Cam Thomas, Terrence Mann, Michael Porter Jr., and Nick Claxton.
Thank God they got all those point guards.
That might be the 10th seed.
Demon might average like 10 assists.
Like their bench is Nolan Traore, Keon Johnson, like Tyrese Martin, Danny Wolf, Day'Ron Sharp.
Okay, you said Darren Sharp. You did say the other day Deron Holmes. You reminded me of him.
For the Nuggets.
Yeah, and I do think he's a sneaky addition because he was hurt all last year towards ACL in summer league or one of the main injuries there. And I liked him a lot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's like a great backup big for them too because he's, he does a lot of. He can be like a hub for you almost in a lot of ways.
Yeah, a lot better than DeAndre.
Yeah.
Yeah, their backup center was DeAndre Jordan. Zeke Nash.
He was playing in the playoffs in 2025.
Coming up, let's talk about what other teams did. Let's talk about teams in the East. I want to ask this crew about the Pelicans because that is just something happening over there. We'll talk about that and more coming up. It's Locked On Mavs. We're daily on all platforms, podcasts, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, on KFAA every day, 4:30 if you're watching us. Shout out to you. Shout out to you if you're watching this on KFAA because it's 4th of July and you're watching KFAA. All right, let's talk about the rest of the NBA. We talked about Denver and Houston. Let's talk about the Pelicans real quick because I do not know what that team is doing, and I don't know what that team looks like right now. They trade their 2026 pick, so they can't tank at all. It's unprotected. They've got Zion. You bring in Kevon Looney. You got Yves Missi from last year. You bring in Derek Queen. Derek Queen's not even probably going to start for them. And then you have Herb Jones and Trey Murphy still. Like, they aren't going to let go of those guys. Got Jordan Poole. How much is DeJounte Murray even going to play this year? Jeremiah Fears. Jose Alvarado still. What is that team?
Disgusting.
I mean, they're at top of my league pass. Like, they're top 5 league pass for me.
That sounds like a fun league pass team until you start watching them. You're like, all right.
That's when you check in on. You watch like 2 games and you go, "Oh my god, I can't do this again." I'll check on you guys in like 2 months.
But everybody who checks into the game, like, you're like, "Oh, cool!" Like, here's Jordan Poole is gonna like launch 30-footers, and all right, cool. Trey Murphy, I like him a lot. It's like they have some guys I like that I kind of feel bad for because it's in this like traveling circus, and I just don't know what the. Willie Green's still their head coach, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I don't even really see the vision much. And I think if you're making that trade in the draft, like, I would like to at least have a clearer idea of what your vision is for your team because it just doesn't make sense to me right now.
DeJounte tore his Achilles on February 1st. I had to go back and look at on January 31st. Like, I had to go back and remember that. That makes it even worse.
Of this year?
2025.
Oh,
I thought it was earlier.
I
thought it was earlier too, but then he had that broke his hand opening night, right? First game of the season, didn't he? Then came back and tore his Achilles.
Might be Fears time.
The Fears 0 jerseys though. That might sell enough to make up for some of their losses.
It's tough.
That is a tough jersey.
I mean,
can we talk about the Lakers?
Let's dominate in it.
Like, where do y'all have them right now with DeAndre Ayton?
it's so tough to say because they were the 3 seed last year.
Let me rephrase. Since they signed David Robinson, where do you have him?
Patrick Ewing, you mean? That was his ringer draft guide comparison.
You guys seen that clip of Jay Billis doing the green screen walkthrough of how good DeAndre Ayton is? Have you seen that clip in a while? It was like pre-draft.
No, I was looking back at that stuff today, and it was just like he was in what was like everyone knew at the time that was a loaded draft class. He was consensus number 1. I mean, there were some people who were a little different, but he was by and large, stupidly hyped. It's so tough for me to try and figure out this team right now because they were the 3 seed last year. They had that crazy defensive stretch, but I thought anyone who was watching that knew that was maybe a little fraudulent. I mean, that buy-in level that was required from everybody for that they were dead in the playoffs, and then the buy-in went away in the playoffs. That's how much, very quick. So, I mean, but the reality is even though I really don't like DeAndre Ayton as a player at all, and you can search on my Twitter if you guys think that I'm just doing like a Lakers hate thing. It's been a long-standing thing for me. $8 million is, I think, perfectly fine for him. And he's a million times better than Jackson Hayes. So,
my thing with DeAndre Ayton is when does LeBron James push him too far and he wakes up and it's the wrong day and he just leaves, he's just out, he just checks out. That's the thing with him. It's he has
you
all
talking about LeBron leaving or
he has all the either one of them could leave. He has all the talent in the world. Both of them do, but DeAndre Ayton hasn't really put it all together, and he's been on this Blazers team where he hasn't really had to be checked in for a little while, and he's been in and out, and just sometimes seems like he has good days and sometimes bad days, and you're just like, what are we getting from this guy? And then now he's going from Phoenix, and then he didn't seem like he could handle the Chris Paul, all that, and he goes to the Blazers, and now he's going to go to the Lakers, the Lakers level of scrutiny on him. I just don't think he's going to be able to handle that, and I think
the hit piece already came out from Portland's side, so and they were a rebuilding team. So you've had 2 different situations, drastic different situations in which the same type of sentiment was said about you.
Just going to end badly. And it's going to end during the season to me.
The Ayton stuff for me was he was 23, 24 years old, and a team that was all in to contend dumped him for Nurkic and Grayson Allen. That happened.
Didn't Bill say he was a top 20 guy in the league after the finals?
I mean, he was really good in that series, in that playoff run.
Yeah.
So I guess
the thing about him.
He's talented.
He could lock in, and maybe he needs this push. Maybe he needs to play with LeBron again, because when he played with Chris Paul, he was really good. So maybe he just needs that. But
so they basically swapped Ayton and Laravia for Dorian, right?
Basically,
yes. Yeah.
And then all the reports around the Pelinka Dorian stuff is I've just enjoyed Laker fandom online right now because one, I've seen big 3 photoshops of Ayton, LeBron, and Luka, who's stopping this. I've seen all the Luka Ayton stuff of this is the best guard big duo in the league. But also I've seen a lot of Rob Pelinka hate, and I'm like, boy, it didn't take long. It didn't take long for him to be praised in his motorcycle jacket at a press conference introducing Luka, and now people are roasting him. So
to be fair, that hate was happening way before the Luka trade, but it didn't buy him enough time, I guess.
Well, he's bad. He's genuinely bad as a GM. Full stop. I had a controversial opinion where I said, I think process-wise, GMs, if I'm looking at their moves, how they go about their business, I think Nico's better than him by and large.
He just had that one coffee thing. If we could just erase that coffee.
And I'm not convinced Pelinka didn't maybe alter the chemicals of, if you catch my drift.
Who picked up the order?
You think he roofied him? What do you think?
This ain't. And if he did, then that does boost Pelinka's GM ability in my eyes.
What do we think of the Spurs?
They're good.
I like them. Yeah.
Got Fox. They bring in Dylan Harper. They get Luke Cornett for a bunch of money. They have Stephon Castle, the rookie of the year, and he's going to be the 5th name you bring up when you talk about them. Obviously, Wembanyama was a top 10 player already last year. Man, I could see a path where they're better than the Mavericks in the regular season next year, and it would be pretty easy.
My thing is, I think an underrated storyline that's not getting talked about enough is Spurs, Denver, and Memphis. All 3 rookie head coaches. And I mean, for the most part, Mitch Johnson, he coached majority of last year. But all 3 super young coaches that I think, I guess we can say Memphis is like win now, but like, yeah, I think there's a lot of variance of where all 3 of those teams could finish. And I'll be really interested. So like the Spurs thing, I don't know. Can anybody have like a firm opinion on how good Mitch Johnson is right now? Like, I don't fully know. So it's like, yeah. And the same thing with Adelman and Denver. It's like, man, they are like full win now. And they just handed the whole keys to him and like re-signed him and everything. So I don't know. That's just something I'm like watching. Like we do have like some inexperienced coaches in the West.
I mean, we just saw Adelman though, like take the Nuggets in the playoffs and go 7 games with the Thunder. I mean,
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like rookie head coaches work out a lot of times too. So it's just it's a variable that, yeah.
I think historically too with rookie head coaches, I think there's usually at least one that has like really good season and really boost their team, like JJ last year.
50 wins.
Yeah.
But I mean, they have Wemby. That's the thing with the Spurs. And if it's next year, it's going to be a year where it's like, oh, this was the Victor Wembanyama season, where it was just here he is, defensive player of the year. He's 27 points, like just insane stuff. And it could be any time. Like he had flashes last year where it looked like, he was going to run away with defensive player of the year before his blood clot issue. So if next year's the year where it's like, oh, well, Wemby's a top 3 player solidified now, then yeah, they could be really good.
Who's the 5th? Oh, go ahead.
I was say, would it shock you if Dallas finished with a better record than Houston or San Antonio, or maybe both of them?
Then both of them, if they're the best team in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That would not shock me.
Houston, maybe. Depends on Kevin Durant's health. Depends on Kevin Durant's health.
Okay.
Because, but if like my whole thing with the Mavs is, I know there's ball handling questions. If Cooper Flagg is a top 50 player immediately, which I wouldn't bet on, that's a big ask. If you're a top 50 player, you're like in all-star conversations. That's just how it goes. If Cooper Flagg's a top 50 player immediately, that changes the dynamic for the Mavs significantly. Significantly.
I think he will.
It's like that. It's like that first year with Luka where we go, oh my God, like he's a 20-point per game scorer already. He's already like he should have been handed the keys 2 months earlier, but he was still handed the keys 2 months in with a Rick Carlisle team. Like that changed our perspective on everything for the Mavericks, and the same could happen with Cooper Flagg.
Right, and this team is compared to that Mavericks team. This is the God squad.
Did that Mavericks team at the beginning of the season have any player that would play in the rotation on this one? You think about it was it Harrison Barnes? It was like Wes Matthews. It was DeAndre Jordan and Dirk and Luka and Dennis.
If I were coach of the Mavs, 55-year-old Dirk would have at least 10 minutes a night guaranteed.
All right, let me throw you something real quick. I just looked up the Ringer's top 100 players. Tell me if it would be crazy if Cooper was as good as some of these guys this year, because I think it's a realistic shot that he could. Not the counting stats. I don't think you're not going to see the same counting stats as like a Luka. It's defensive side and everything. So Ringer top 100. OG is at 40. Would it shock you if he was OG next year?
OG's really good.
I'm just going to say it wouldn't shock
defense, I could see him bringing more on offense, like from the beginning.
Yeah.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, so OG
wouldn't shock me, no.
Amen Thompson, Aaron Gordon, Damian Lillard, Kyrie, Zion.
He's definitely gonna be better than Damian Lillard next year.
Wait, where do they have Kyrie ranked?
44.
They do I was gonna say they do the thing with injuries where they they dock you for injuries. I think.
Fair.
Yeah.
Definitely be better than Lillard.
Zion. I mean, injuries kind of hard.
Yeah,
okay. Scotty Barnes is 46th.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
You think he's hands down going to be better than Cooper next year?
Could see it.
All right.
Wait. You think Scotty Barnes is going to be better than Cooper?
Oh, no, I could see Cooper Flagg being better than Scotty Barnes.
I was saying I think Cooper Flagg can be better.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's why I was like, that's how I felt too. Desmond Bane at 47. Jalen Johnson at 48.
He's good.
LaMelo at 49. Draymond at 50. That's why I don't think it's that ridiculous to say that Cooper can be a top 50 player next year.
Wow.
Jalen Johnson's a great one because that's kind of what I think you could, like you said, the counting stats wise. And Jalen Johnson puts up numbers. He's really good. I'm super high on the Hawks, but I always am high on the Hawks. I'm always wrong. But like that's the type of impact though, where it's like you're getting a mix of everything, and it's not like 30 points a game.
Yeah. And it's that, and I think that's the cutoff, that 40 to 50, because you look on, and this is just their list, obviously. You look at that next group into the 30s, it's like Tyrese Maxey, Derek White, Franz. Like, I don't think he's going to be on that level in year one, personally. I mean, he could, I guess, but I don't think he's like that year one. Bam at 32. Like,
that's what I said. You're in a fringe all-star position if you're 50. Like, if you're top 50.
Yeah, your fan base is making all-star, edits for you.
Well, they're gonna make those whether he deserves it or not.
True.
Who's the fifth best or the fourth best team in the East next year?
Who's your top three?
I think it goes like Cavs, Knicks, probably Magic, and then
Okay, so you're penciling in the Magic.
I mean, let's go third then. I mean, who?
Toronto.
Your Atlanta Hawks, the Celtics. Right now, to win the title, the Hawks have better odds than the Celtics do right now.
As they should, but the Hawks would be my fourth team right now. 100%.
Detroit.
I think the Bucks, like, you want to know something? If I had to choose an MVP right now, I think I'd choose Giannis.
I don't think that team's gonna be good enough. I think that's 2023 Mavs with Luka as Giannis, because
I just think
they're starting Kevin Porter Jr. at guard, Gary Trent Jr. is the other one, Kuzma, Miles Turner, Giannis. They have Bobby Portis, Torian Prince.
I'm
Gary
holding
Harris,
out. I'm holding
AJ
out
Green.
hope they're going to trade Kuzma for a guard.
a lot of teams lining up for that contract.
Can they send him to the Pelicans? Can they send?
Yeah. For me, I feel like it's kind of a lock to have Cleveland, New York, and Orlando. Because you got to remember, too, before those two random hip injuries to Franz and Paolo, like they were a really good team. And that was just like super weird. They had both the same injury. But for me, it's a top three like lock of that. And then I could just hear cases then for like a Giannis lead Milwaukee. I still like Detroit a lot because I'm a big Cade fan. I mean, it's hard to disagree with like an Atlanta's offseason and stuff, but Philly.
Is there a world where Philly is up there?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, man.
I think there is. Even if you only get like 40 games from Embiid, like you'll still have Maxey, McCain coming back. Won't be a terrible team. That
BJ.
conference is going to be dire. Like that conference is not going to be good.
This conference, man.
It's atrocious.
You get to play Washington 3 times, Charlotte 3, at least 3 times, maybe 4. Washington, Charlotte, Brooklyn. Brooklyn's lineup is so bad.
I don't know what Toronto's doing either.
But you'll get to play the Bucks probably like 20 times without Giannis next year because he'll miss some games. You know what I mean? Like that team without him is.
So I have a question about the Raptors.
Whatever the Bulls are.
Did they have to commit to giving Pirtle $28 million when he's 35 years old right now? I did not understand that extension. It's like they had to do it. It's like, why?
And then they brought in Sandro Mamakhelishvili today. We were just like, really going in on center.
Well, it's like Ingram, RJ, Scotty, Murray Boyles. Like what? Quickly's making $30 million a year.
They're like the Mavs where they have like 5 power forwards.
They're the funny team. It's like, well, you had to pay them. It's like, what? Well, who?
The Ingram contract is remarkable. But it does feel like every year we have some like random team that rises from the ashes.
Pistons was this year.
Yeah. Is there any chance that Charlotte's that team? Grant Williams is back?
Hey, buddy, anyone in the comment section who's watched me for any period of time knows that's what I've been guilty of for like 5 years. It's not Charlotte. It's not going to be them.
Listen, just for us, for our demographic, they added Con Knippel, Liam McNeely, Ryan Cockbrenner, Mason Plumlee, and traded for Pat Connaughton. I mean,
The Guardian is going to write
for
a
our
piece on that now.
demographic. really investing in that.
I think I forgot they got Pat Connaughton.
They added so many white dudes this summer.
Yeah, they did.
I love Con Knippel, by the way.
Spencer Dinwiddie,
they have
baby.
a lot of talent. They have a lot of
they got
talent.
Spence.
And then you look at their centers, and it's Plumlee, Diabate, Kalkbrenner. And you're
They'll be dreadful.
yeah, they're just going to be.
Dinwiddie, Josh Green, Grant Williams, Seth Curry,
Trey Mann, Colin Sexton is on that team.
Oh, I forgot about Colin Sexton.
Yeah. Zion from Duke. Like,
do they have a wing on their team?
Brandon Miller, Con Knipple, Josh Okogie, Miles
anyone
Bridges.
who's like 6'7"?
I will say I'll zag a little bit for that 4th spot, and I'll commit to a team. I think it's Indiana.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
They're going to start like Isaiah Jackson at center.
That we know of right now.
Well,
They could be the Nick Richards team. They could win the Nick Richards
Does
sweepstakes.
that make you feel better, that statement that you think about them?
No, I don't think they'll be a top 4 team, but I agree that I don't think they'll bottom out or anything like some people are suggesting.
Siakam and Nemhard and TJ McConnell, and it's going to be a Mathurin year where he just puts a bunch of shots.
All-star year for Mathurin?
They'll be all right, but they'll probably be like, to me, they're going to be like the Heat. It's like just hanging around.
Ben Shepherd and his stash.
Johnny Furphy?
Oh, it's a Furphy, yeah.
Furphy season.
What are the Jarris Walker?
What are the Celtics? I know everybody's just putting the Celtics on hold, but like they'll still play games next year.
I was looking at the roster yesterday, and I was thinking I didn't want to say it because it's kind of sacrilege. They have championship DNA, but I was looking at it, I was like, this has real. It's like February, and they're like bad, and we're talking about like Dereck White trades, and things are looking bleak. Because think about 82 games, Jaylen Brown #1 option.
Well, it's Anthony Simons, Dereck White. Are they starting Sam Hauser at 3? Jaylen Brown, and like, is it Xavier Tillman? Is it Luka Garza? Is it Nehemias Keita? Like,
it's Keita.
Who are they?
We're about to get a full 12-month cycle of Bill Simmons talking about the 2026 draft.
Oh yeah, he'll be locked in.
Yeah, he'll know everybody.
Dude,
he won't be just watching Hoop Intellect on.
Yeah,
hey, great channel though.
Hoop Intellect is awesome, man.
He is.
Worst roster, Utah,
Nets. Whatever
Utah
we're about
or Brooklyn.
To say, it's the Nets.
Oh, it's easily Brooklyn, but they're doing it right though. Like this is what they should be up to.
This is what they should have done last year. Right?
Washington.
Washington is like sneaky good.
I like Washington. I actually like what Washington has going.
Sneaky good bad team because they got Bub Carrington, they got CJ McCollum, Chris Middleton, Bilal Coulibaly, Alex Sarr, Kelly Olynyk, Keyshawn George, Corey Kispert, Trey Johnson. They just drafted that they like. They got AJ Johnson from the Bucks.
Milwaukee.
They just got Dylan Jones from the Thunder. You know the Thunder traded 5 second-round picks for Dylan Jones. Then they traded another second-round pick to get off of Dylan Jones this summer.
They're just swimming in second-rounders.
They don't care.
And Marcus Smart and our guy Rashawn Holmes.
That could be. I'm not joking. That could be a 10 seed.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm with
horrible.
You. If Trey Johnson is like good right away, and you get decent play from Smart, CJ, Chris Middleton, Bilal takes a little step.
And we're also like a report in November. It's like, hey, Embiid's knee inflammation. He's out for the year. And then hey, Paul George sprained his thumb. Like he's probably just done for the year too. Like we're one of those reports away from the Sixers being horrific again too.
Yeah.
100%.
If the Mavs are in the East, would they be projected #1?
Not number 1.
3 though. I think 3.
So like
Maybe
New
2.
York, Cleveland above them.
We'd be looking at the Knicks and them. That's what we'd be looking at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wild. Even without Kyrie, even with the team they have right now, this conference is a mess.
I know it doesn't make sense that it's just this disproportionate.
And the way we were just talking about Houston, Denver, we didn't even talk about the Clippers or the Timberwolves. Timberwolves only lost Nickeil Alexander-Walker and like
better record next year, Clippers or Warriors?
I'm so skeptical of the Warriors. Like I don't want to write them off, but Jimmy needed to show something in the playoffs. And to be fair, it was tough with, Steph being out. They didn't really have a chance. But man, Jimmy, I thought was really underwhelming.
And the regular season is not his game. Like that's not his vibe really. So
what they get for Kuminga if that's a sign and trade?
I was gonna say they got to get something for him, but it's Quentin Post and Trace Jackson Davis as their centers, and Draymond. Are they just gonna do Draymond at the 5 again?
Horford maybe.
If they could get Horford, that would be a little bit of an answer.
I'm kind of equally skeptical about the Clippers. And it's like,
I am too.
Are you banking on another to say that same James Harden season last year is going to happen again?
Yeah.
Kawhi,
Pal.
I don't know what's going on.
Zubac's
Lopez
dream
is-
season.
Is Brook Lopez even going to be focused on basketball? He's so close to Disneyland now.
Good point.
Robin's not even in the league, I don't think.
Oh, he's hanging out there.
I'll tell you one of my fun like league pass teams that I'm so excited for. Portland. I'm so excited to watch them next year.
Portland has serious play-in upside.
Their
They're gonna
defense
win.
is going to be wild. Klingon, Kamara, Drew Holiday. That defense is going to be nuts.
Yang.
Dude, Yang is way up my league pass rankings. Like,
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, lock Portland in. I have like Pelicans. Portland's locked in for me.
there's no way. Yeah, slightly. Me and you, we've got to bring him back on in November.
It's funny.
By November, he'll be out on the Pelicans. He'll like, I'm not watching another Pelicans game.
I was just talking about this today with the league pass teams. Everyone's like, my league pass team's the Wizards. And it's like, no, come on. No, it's not.
No,
you're not sitting there.
You remember that Wizards game we watched at Roller Town?
Yes.
By that point in the season, it was like January. Like by that point of the season, you're just like, there's no way this is a real team. This Wizards.
Just wait.
Points the whole game.
Just wait until I'm breaking out Veer action numbers with Poole and Misi. And
Yeah, Isaac's like, did you catch that Pelicans game last night? We're like, no.
yeah. You see the Alvarado game winner?
Okay, wait. Who's your other league pass teams then?
I mean, on the fly here, like, and reminder for people, league pass teams, typically teams that are not getting a lot of national games and stuff.
Right.
So
But you're
New
watching them
Orleans.
on League Pass. You're throwing them up because they're not going on ESPN.
Portland, I like Demon a lot, but I just can't do Brooklyn at all. Sorry.
No, there's no way.
There's a part of me that wants to see some Charlotte, but
They're always fun to watch when LaMelo's healthy.
LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Concanipple, like that. You're getting some buckets there. Like there'll be some fun buckets. Do you see that video that they went through all the draft picks and they're like, what's the most amount of points you've ever scored in a game on any level? And like Cooper Flagg's like, I scored 52 in an AAU game one time, and they start going through everybody. Ace Bailey's like, I scored 46 one time in high school. They get to Concanipple and he said 82. And they're like, whoa. And he goes, yeah, my dad set up a men's league in Wisconsin, and I put up 82 points in a men's league in Wisconsin.
that's awesome.
I was like, really?
If you've
I
ever
don't- I mean,
played in a men's league and like the other team recruited a college guy or something,
Yeah.
it's clear
this-
and obvious immediately.
It's this 16-year-old kid that's like supposed to go in the draft, and everyone's like, wait, what? And he scores 80. How long was the games that he was scoring 82 points too? Like,
Probably
Like
40
Mr.
minutes.
Knipple brought his son, his oldest son.
Mr. Knipple.
No, the men's league slightly talking about. It's the guy who like tried to play community college and maybe play for like 2 years. Then it didn't work out. Now he's just still back in the hometown and he has some connection to somebody and he shows up and it's like,
He's the ringer.
you are better than all of his old dudes out here.
Are the Hawks a league pass team? I don't think they're going to be on national TV enough, but I think they're going to be fun.
They were going to be my league pass team.
That Dyson Daniels, Reese Shea, Jalen Johnson trio that's going to start for them, that's fun.
Dude, they're going to be the nerd pick all summer.
Yeah.
Like all the
here for
nerds are going to come out of their classrooms to say that to act like they were the first on Atlanta.
I was
And
actually the first.
I don't know. Zach Lowe's going on every show and like going caw like every show. I don't know if you could be the first one.
Are they going to be able to do some marketing stuff with the caw and the nah?
Oh, that's good.
That's a good one.
There's got to be something there for sure.
No, caw. Is San Antonio League Pass team?
Oh,
Is that
Absolutely.
yeah.
That's a lock.
I think they might be too good though, but
Absolutely.
I know, that's the thing.
Wemby
about-
is must-see television.
you think about their young core. Like there's just no the Mavs young core doesn't even compare to theirs. It's Wembanyama, Dylan Harper. You'd throw Vassell still in there. I don't think he's like 25. Stephon Castle's the rookie of the year last year. Still have Sohan. They drafted Carter Bryant too in the draft. Man, like their young core is nuts.
And they just got Cornette.
Luke, that adds league pass rankings to it. You do the Cornette contest. I'm always for one of those.
Anyway.
Wemby could play on the Brooklyn Nets, and yeah, I'd watch every game I could.
I asked Nick this the other day. Utah's the only team in the West next year that's like trying to lose, right?
Yeah,
I think it's
right now.
I think it's pretty crazy. Like, you just think about that like statement of like, barring any injuries right now, you go through all the teams in the West. Like even a Portland, they came on strong there at the end, like fighting
Portland
for a
was
10th
trying
seed.
to make a play-in team. They're trying to make the play-in.
They were like within 2 games at one point, weren't they?
Yeah. And they traded for Drew.
I remember looking at the Spurs and then looking at the Blazers and being like, oh my God, the Mavs may lose this by 2 teams.
I mean, what's actually interesting about that is you think about how competitive all these teams are. You got to go down and think, like, how many of these teams even have their pick this upcoming draft?
Yeah.
Like,
That's good.
The Nuggets don't. The Timberwolves don't.
Like, is there a chance Phoenix is like the second worst team in the West?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely, there's a chance. And you want to know what's crazy? I don't even think they've done that bad this offseason, all things considered.
I don't either. No, I feel the same.
They added centers. They needed centers forever, and then they get Mark Williams and Malawach. They get Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks.
Better record next year.
Kobe Bryant.
Phoenix, Portland, New Orleans.
Phoenix, Portland, New Orleans.
I want to say Portland, but that feels just aggressive. Well,
Aggressive towards whom?
Don't forget about Brad Beal.
Well, New Orleans cannot be bad. Like, they have to, they might make a stupid trade deadline trade just to win 6 more games, so they're not the number 1 overall pick.
They're trading for Brad Beal.
Oh, yeah, let's just... Brad Beal, Fears, Poole.
We have Brad Beal at home. His name is Jordan Poole.
Poole, Fears, Beal,
Actually,
Zion.
Poole had a good year
Queen.
last year. He's better than Bradley Beal right now.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Beal's like, I'm not waiting that no trade clause.
I think I'd take Portland right now. Denny,
Okay.
Shaden, Drew.
Next year will be so interesting for Phoenix because they're about to give Book $75 million a year, which is insane. If he has another year like his last 2,
That's a bad contract all of a sudden.
Okay, last question I have. One more thing.
Say the thing.
One more thing. Slightly. Where are you at on Memphis? Because Nick and I were pretty far apart in our tiers on them.
I still think they'll be good, but I don't know how you can rely on John Morant is the thing.
That's the thing. Well, and Jaren Jackson Jr. is already out.
Yeah, true. Jaren Jackson Jr. is out till like December, I saw, or maybe even January.
Edie's out.
Edie's
out at the start of the season, too.
I think next year will be a really fun year for them with their young wings, though.
We did have this conversation about Memphis before the Jaren Jackson Jr. injury.
Yeah, we did.
Well, wait, what did y'all say? What was y'all's?
I think Memphis could. You could say Memphis could go all the way from 3 to 10 next year.
Oh, I think they can miss them. I think they can miss the play-in entirely.
Yeah, I had them lower. I just think I don't think Ty Jerome and KCP equal Desmond Bane for me, and I don't know.
Cedric Coward.
I do like Coward. I mean, I think you are banking on a decent amount from him early on. It's just like the injuries combined with losing Desmond Bane is like the rookie head coach. It just feels like the writing's there for them to be like a border, like play-in team vibes. But, you know.
Well, I love Jalen Wells too. So they're a good team. Like
Aldama, I like him.
Yeah, that's a really good deal. Actually, I think a lot of people I saw people surprised at that number, but that makes all the sense in the world to me.
Yeah.
How sad was it how much Memphis destroyed the Mavericks and then got destroyed by the Thunder? It was like the transitive property made that so sad for the Mavericks.
It's fine for me.
Yeah,
We got Cooper Flagg.
I was having that uncomfortable conversation with people where it was like, well, the Mavs beat them 3 times. I was like, the Mavs would get dog walked in their current form by the Thunder.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it would be pans to Nico every 5 minutes. Like, it would be a catastrophe.
My favorite thing is the Chicago Bulls. I saw an account that posted the Giddey half-court shot game winner to beat the Lakers towards the end of the season. Or like, hey, this shot cost us Cooper Flagg. And I mean, it's hard to do because it's not like it was the last game of the season. You're just like kind of cherry picking a game winner at some point in the season. But it's like still, I don't know. It's just funny being on this side of it, obviously.
I know. I cannot believe this happened to the Mavs.
The Bulls are kind of a weird team.
Kind of. For the last
Vooch,
decade.
Zach Collins, Patrick Williams, Noah Senge, Buzelis, Kevin Herter, our boy
like
Kobe
Montes.
White.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll keep tabs on Buzelis, but I won't be monitoring closely.
Not
I was gonna say
tuning
it's not really a fun team. It's just a weird team.
Not tuning in for that at all. I love Kobe.
I'm so interested in what we would even be talking about if the Mavs drafted like Carter Bryant 12th overall.
Oh yeah, who the Mavs had the 12th pick or the 11th pick?
I don't know who they would have drafted.
11th.
Like,
Considering everything was, let's just say the first 10 picks went chalk.
Yeah,
Like
Caspers.
it actually did.
So they had 11th. So they would have their pick of Cedric Coward, Noah Senge, Derek Queen, Carter Bryant, Thomas Sorber, Yang, Walter Clayton
hilarious.
went 18, Traore went 19.
I would say
Really?
Jakachonis would have been my.
Oh, Jakachonis for the he went to the Heat.
I mean, I've been a Cedric Coward guy for a bit, so
I would have gone wing too because that would have been the best player by far. But there's no way they would have reached guard. I think 100%.
Brought in Jakachonis. That's a different reality than the one we're in right now.
Nico
Yeah.
drafting a.
I would be like, I can't believe they didn't trade for KD. Like, I would just be like, this team is just gonna be so terrible. Like, just trade for KD, trade for LeBron. Like, let's just rip this Band-Aid off.
Are we really gonna end it there?
No,
Trading for LeBron.
We gotta go
No.
back to you know
we
what?
can do the buyout.
Tell me
talk.
why you don't want LeBron again. I'm just kidding. If you missed yesterday, that was
Over under 2.5 weeks. The Shams LeBron has formally requested out.
Realistically, where do you think
really?
he goes?
I predicted that the field. When I was doing my free agent predictions, I said LeBron field. I feel like he's that to me. Was that not a goodbye letter?
That was weird.
That was one of the crazier. I know he's always cryptic, but that was crazy.
that to me is it still was the classic LeBron. Hey, you guys better do something. Like you guys.
So
better
they
make
answered with Laravia and Ayton.
Well, they didn't answer it well. We've already talked about how Pelinka is not good.
I get what you're saying. That just felt like hey, that was a fun 8 years, man. That felt like a soft launch. Like
It felt past tense.
it did. That was. I thought when those were coming, I was like, is LeBron about to ask? Is the next tweet going to be a LeBron trade request?
Is he going to South Bay?
Sacramento.
What was the rumor about Luka going to the other league that Rich
Yeah.
Paul was starting? Is this the soft launch of that?
Maybe.
I have a couple friends that firmly believe that. They've
That
blown
Luka's
up my
going
phone
there
over
or
it.
that LeBron's going there?
Both. Well, Luka, but it was more of like how big this league's going to be.
There were a couple people who believe that and believe it very hard.
I feel like LeBron ends up in Golden State.
They would sell out everywhere that they
That
went
would be insane. That would be good for the league.
to go
honestly.
see LeBron, Curry.
He stays West Coast, so he stays close to the family. Him and Steph have obviously, all the stuff, connections, and Team USA and all the things. And he's close with Draymond. I think it's a buyout. He signs with Golden State, and it's like all right, cool. Now I get to play with Draymond, Steph, these guys, and Jimmy, and
So wait,
let's do it.
are you saying you think that's going to happen? Or it's like if he does end up changing teams?
Let's say if.
My
I still
question-
feel like it would still shock me if him and the Lakers just break up and he doesn't retire a Laker. There's something about that still feels like weird to me.
My question is like, do the Santa Cruz Warriors have room for Bronny?
Can he fit with pods?
Well, I guess the thing is like
Will LeBron show up to a Valkyrie game? Is like Pods does.
my thing is like if he does go and he's just like, hey, I want out. I don't know if you guys can trade me, but I want to buy out at the very least. Wouldn't the Lakers just be like, no?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They cave to stars. That's what they do.
I was just about to say, is LeBron so scary with clutch and stuff that you just do it?
That's why they gave
But-
Kobe that deal. Is because they're like, we take care of stars, we take care of our own, and they gave Kobe so much money. Like that'd be like if the
But
Mavs had just
but it
given
doesn't feel
Kyrie
like they-
Irving $60 million a year. Like that's what they did back then.
But what have they done over the past few weeks that shows you that they care that much right now?
Well, they had that report that said that they're gearing up for 2027 planned powder. Like that hit me right in the Mavs. Like
Bronny will be in his prime then, but it's not like they're doing. It's not like they're swinging for like a Miles Turner type of deal to appease Giannis. They're not really doing anything to appease him right now, roster wise.
got Jake LaRavia.
One, if I'm Bill Duffy, and this isn't going to happen, there's no way I'm signing an extension if I'm Luka. There's just no way I'm committing to it. It doesn't even make sense for me financially, right? Like I'm not like making
Because
more
you could
money.
get that same one somewhere else.
So I'm just not doing it out of principle. That's not to say I would leave LA, but I just wouldn't sign the extension. If I'm LeBron, I want out. Just full stop. This team's not going to win. They're not going to, like, the Lakers will be good, I think, and they'll be a good regular season team. But I don't see them in the same category as the Thunder or Rockets or like Nuggets. I don't even think they're really close.
No,
I don't have them in the same category as Mavs either.
I think like people were like, "What? Well, you think this team could be a playing team?" It's like, yeah, of course, this team could easily be a playing team.
The Mavs?
I feel like
The Lakers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Luka, for sure.
I feel like the LeBron statement was like, you need to cash in on the Austin Reeves contract. Like that's the only viable way for him to like really spice up the roster. And
I think they have 2 picks right now.
yeah, some picks and Austin Reeves. Like, what does that get you? I don't know.
See, the thing is it didn't even really feel passive aggressive. That's why I read it as a goodbye. It was like, hey, we get it. It's Luka's team now. We had a great 7 years. Like, we understand. Like, when we're gonna monitor, we're gonna like think about what's best for us. That's where I was like, that's not even, because it's usually passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Like
true.
really passive aggressive. Where LeBron's like, yeah, these guys are terrible, but you know, I'm
Suck.
happy to be back. Like,
It was kind of weird. It's like, hey, bro, you've hyped up Luka for so long, and now you get with Luka, and you're like, yeah, this team's not good enough. So,
well, did you hear Gambo's report today?
yeah.
Yeah. say it for everybody to listen.
That Gambo said that he heard that LeBron and Reeves hate playing with Luka. That was his exact words, by the way. It was, I'm not even paraphrasing.
Rob Pelinka was like, don't care.
Even before the Luka trade, this was going in this direction. They weren't good enough. They weren't good enough then. Like it's not the Luka trade didn't solve everything, but it was.
You know, if they didn't make the Luka trade and they just lost in the first round, as is, that would have been a really interesting summer.
Yeah. Because the Mavs would have won the title.
Well, that and AD was already like planting some seeds, I think.
Yeah. Well, I thought Houston was going to trade for
Prank
AD.
show.
That's why it's like, even factor in Steve Kerr and like LeBron playing for Steve Kerr. Is he going to go back to Cleveland and play for Kenny Atkinson? I
mean,
I just think he stays West Coast, family and everything, and it's a Golden State. And unless you entertain the Clippers thing, but I feel like that's even kind of weird for him. Like,
I think it would. You know, Dallas is overwhelming betting favorites.
yeah,
They are. I'm not even trolling.
but for like LeBron, think about it from LeBron's side too. It's like legacy wise and everything. Like going to, like, you've never played for Dallas. You're going to go to Texas and like join. I don't know. It just feels like a weird thing for him. Like, I don't know. He's just all about the narratives, and it doesn't feel like a.
You think if Elon wouldn't have gone so full Trump that LeBron would do it because he'd be like, I'll just go to Austin and hang out there and get really into Tesla.
I mean, I don't even know where Elon stands now.
The only reason I'm even entertaining the Mavs, because in years past, that was just pure delusion. We're just like, yeah, come to Dallas. It's just
there was rumors that Kyrie was like recruiting him and stuff.
No. I'm saying like 2010, like 2016.
Oh, yeah, when they did that, yeah, for sure.
There was literally no chance.
No.
Now it's like all of his friends are here. All of them. Kyrie, AD,
He wanted Jason Kidd. He wanted Jason Kidd as the coach of the Lakers.
Well, we can make that happen. What is it? Just sell his stake in the Jazz.
All right, y'all are really selling your soul now.
Can't Amazon make the studio with Dirk and Dwayne Wade and them? Can't they do it in Dallas?
Yeah, HQ in Dallas.
The thing, let me say this too. If you went back a few years ago to where people, like when you had Luka and all the stuff, and it's like people were trying to start the connections then, like, dude, he loves Luka so much, and like he could come to Dallas. This was like maybe pre-Kyrie.
It was.
Of course, I would never been a fan of it because it's LeBron. But like stylistically and roster wise, deep down, I'm like, I could kind of see it. Like it would kind of make sense. Like it's LeBron's mentor. I mean, Luka's mentor type of guy, and like I could see them fitting together and all this stuff. I don't even see it basketball wise now, like at all. So that's the part that's like for me, it's like I think he's better suited in a 4 small ball 5 spot. He's not. Yeah. He's not a wing 3-2 guy like right now, and Dallas has a gluttony of those.
Yesterday, we were just trying to convince you to do it for free.
Free? Nothing. Stay in LA, bro.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. If you made it this long,
I'll take his seat again.
That's right.
Wait, when did you take a seat?
No, I'll tell the story.
When Wade played for Cleveland, that little short stint, I wanted to ask Wade a question for a story. And I was sitting in the seat next to Wade, interviewing Wade in the away team locker room. And LeBron did his media stuff always outside in the hallway because there's so much media. And the away team locker room in Dallas is like a closet, feels like. And LeBron finished that. So I was like one of the only people who didn't want to talk to LeBron. So I'm like, sure. Like, so I just get to go in the away team locker room. Everybody's getting dressed and stuff. I'm like, Wade, let me talk to you. Ironically, asking Dwayne Wade about his free throw attempts in the 2006 finals. And he wasn't like super happy about it, obviously. But I sat down in the seat next to him, didn't know it was LeBron's. LeBron comes in, literally looks at me, looks down on me as I'm sitting in the chair, and he tells me to get the F up. And with it, like with his thumb and everything. So I'm like, stand up. And then he sits down, and Dwayne Wade says, "You never guess what this guy's asking me about." I'm like, oh God, both of them. Here we go. He's asked me on the free throws in 2006. And they just start like back and forth. And I just like, all right, I'm out. See you. I had no desire for it at that point. And I did get a few quotes from him, so that was good. I mean, Dwayne Wade. But
if LeBron doesn't come to Dallas, we know why, guys. remember this
starts checking in on all the media around.
I'll put that in my bio. Yeah, I caused LeBron not to come to Dallas. Okay, real quick, one more thing. Would I be like one of the only people that would be championing like as far as like in the media world, like this is a bad deal, like this should not happen?
If it's like a buyout situation?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
I'll be on the hill by myself. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'd risk it not being a basketball fit for 1 year of LeBron on the Mavs. I'm sorry. I think that'd be sick.
I feel like most people would feel like it'd be sick, but
he's your GOAT, right?
Yeah, I think he's the greatest player of all time.
Oh God. I can't. It's too late in the night to do this.
Well, my opinion on this has always been...
It is 11 p.m.
I wasn't alive for Michael Jordan. I didn't see him.
Nick, would you be okay if LeBron to Dallas happened? Would you be okay if I would still stood like that firm on it?
Okay with what?
On the pod.
No, he'd kick you off.
No, it'd be great. We would have arguments about it every day.
Okay. Because there's just no way. There's no scenario in which I would switch my opinion.
Then every post game with me and Slightly we would just be like, LeBron is so great. Like,
like that lob to Cooper Flagg
was amazing.
For all the people who thought a title that wouldn't mean the same without Luka and it's like this mercenary title, it would really be a mercenary title then. All right. So
they've got the 2020 Lakers coaching staff on board now.
How good's that?
That would be a hilarious ring.
I would have to sit next to Isaac for every playoff game just to like watch him go through it.
God, that would. I mean, would Bogut allow him to wear number 6?
Yeah, probably not.
Then the Mavs retired 23. Like,
no, 24. That was the Heat, right? The Heat retired 23.
Heat retired 23.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. What about that 2029 Lakers pick though?
It's looking a little better right now.
It is.
But project. What is it?
Was Nico cooking?
He saw the vision.
He invented cooking.
We all.
No one had ever cooked before.
No one didn't see the vision of cooking. Like he
I don't even remember how we started the show. I was just thinking, I was like, I don't even remember what we talked about the first 20 minutes of the show.
That's what we love about this show. You guys know DLS does this every day
for an hour.
That's insane to me to do like one team oriented hour long. That's just probably
an hour. Hey, like I could
used to do it at the beginning of this show. 2017, we used to do 50 an hour every day.
I could do general NBA talk for hours.
Yeah,
No doubt
like
about it.
if it was us three, like just shooting it about NBA stuff, I think we could
just
do
did.
it for an hour. It's the like playing segments for a whole hour. That's tough, man.
Dante Exum hour-long emergency stream.
Just to be clear, we love those guys. They're
I love
some of our best friends. Like
We're gonna rag on them all the
we
time.
rag on them
because
all.
they're
They do it
some
to
of
us
our good
too.
friends.
I love
We have a
DLS.
group chat of all of us in this group
Yeah,
chat
yeah.
that we send crap to each other all the time. So it's fun.
And they got Shams Kevin Rania over there sending us.
I'm being like, I'm being dead serious when I say I admire the hour long. Like that takes a special type of talent to be able to be that focused. I cannot do it.
be that focused.
I
Well,
cannot do
you
it for an
stream
hour.
every day.
Yeah, but he streams.
You watch
His
my
streams are
streams.
random. Yeah,
well, it's not.
he's not sticking to one topic and definitely not one team.
I clicked on some the other day, and you had some fighter jet that was like shooting down on Shams, and I was like, "What the crap am I watching?"
I was the source.
that played like 80 times the other day.
I know. Every report.
All right, if you made it this far, shouts to you. You're a real Raccoon Squad member, or
Let
you're
us know in
probably
the comments. I
or you're
made it
probably
to
my
the
mom.
end. There's no way your mom watched it this much.
Oh, she would.
My grandma's probably watching right now.
Shout out to Slightly's grandma.
You use that language around your grandma?
Yeah. She reads the comments.
Don't do that, grandma. Don't read the
She's
comments.
like, you
Mom-
see the comment? And I was like,
My wife gets legit mad at me when I read the comments.
She should. I get mad at you when you read the
legit
comments. Just read the ones I send you.
I've gotten better at it, though.
The ones about your kids were very wholesome, and that was great. I was proud of everybody on
that was
YouTube.
a great moment.
That was
Yeah.
great, guys.
No.
Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs. We'll have great stuff like this more.
I got
Peace
another
out.
hour in me.
Boom.
Don't blow your hand off with fireworks.